Oh, alright, folks, it's officially Thanksgiving and also week 13 of the NCAA college football season. Alright, so I'm going to try to get through these games as quick as possible because, guys, I really want me some turkey and mashed potatoes right now. I don't even want to do this video. And I love giving you, prospective wagering advice on sporting events. Alright, so just look at what we got here. Houston taking on Memphis on Friday at noon. Houston's a 4-point favorite, over under 61.5. I'll go over that. I'll take Houston by. Well, I'll go with Houston by 10. I think Memphis is nowhere near as good as they used to be, so this shouldn't really be that much of a contest at all. Nebraska at Iowa should be a good one. Iowa's a 1-point favorite, over under 41.5. I'm going to say keep it under. And I'm going to go with Nebraska by 7. Washington and Washington State, another really interesting matchup. Washington is a 6-point favorite. Over under is 64. Do I want to go for national championship playoffs anarchy? All right, well, the over under is 64. I'm going to keep it under that. And I'll do it. I'll go with the upset. I'll take Washington State winning by 3 points. Just because I like to do that. Boise State against Air Force, another interesting looking matchup. Boise State's 8.5. Over 64. Now, Air Force has a really good run game. Like one of the top 5, I believe, in the country. So we'll see what Boise State can do there. Over under 64, I'm going to say go slightly above. And I'll give it to Boise State, but only by 2 points. It's going to be a nail biter. Toledo and Western Michigan, a battle of surprisingly good non-Power 5 teams. WMU is an 8.5 favorite, over under 69.5. I'm going to say keep it under, and I'll give it to the Broncos by 6. Should be a close matchup. Kentucky at Louisville. Louisville really has nothing to fight for anymore. They're 26.5 point favorites. The over-under is 74, and normally I wouldn't really go for that because, they lost so horrifically to Houston last week. They're definitely going to be out to prove a point. So, I'm going to actually put it over 74, and I'll give Louisville this game by, we'll give 26.5 points. That sounds pretty reasonable. All right, a game people actually care about, Michigan against Ohio State. Now, here's the thing. I'm actually going to cheat and give you 2 picks. If the starting quarterback for Ohio State, their regular kid is playing, I think, obviously Ohio State, the JT Barrett's going to be playing. Michigan, if their primary quarterback is playing, I think Michigan wins. If John O'Corn is in the backfield, Ohio State is going to win. So that's it. It all hinges on that. That's how to make your decision. Line right now has OSU 6.5 points. Over is 48.5. Let's keep it under that. And I think it's going to be at least a 7-point margin, no matter who wins. So there we go. These are my branching alternate reality paths of what can happen. Kind of cheating there, but I don't care. Michigan State against Penn State. Michigan State's a really terrible team this year. PSU's up by 12. Over 54.5. I'm going to say keep it under, and I'll give it to PSU by 10. Minnesota at Wisconsin. Actually, Minnesota's not a bad team. 8-3. Wisconsin's a 14-point favorite, over under 44. Let's keep it slightly above, and I'll give it to Wisconsin by 10. And Navy, it's Southern Methodist. Southern Methodist, a pretty crappy team. Navy, great run game, 7-point favorites, over under 69. I'm going to say keep it under 69. I'll give it to Navy by 7. No reason to get too adventurous there. West Virginia taking on Iowa State. The Mountaineers, a 6.5-point favorite, over 57.5. Definitely keep it under 57.5. And I will give it to West Virginia by 3. Notre Dame at USC. Not really needing to tell me who's going to win this one. USC 17-point favorite, over 57.5. Keep it under, and I'll give it to USC by 20. Yeah, 20. Auburn and Alabama, the Iron Bowl. You know what? Crazy things have happened when these two teams play. Chris Davis immediately comes to mind. But I think Alabama's just too good, and Auburn is just too shaky at quarterback. Over-under is 47. I'm going to say keep it under, and I'm going to give it by Alabama. The line is 17.5, but I'll give it to him by 14. I'll be a little less aggressive in my picks there. South Carolina against Clemson. Clemson's a 24-point favorite. Over-under is 50.5. I'm going to say go above that for the over-under, and I'll give it to Clemson by 14. Tennessee at Vanderbilt. Tennessee's a 7.5-point favorite. Over-under is 54. I'm going to go with Tennessee winning this by only 3 points. Over-under, definitely under 54. Utah at Colorado. Basically, whoever wins this one... Well, no, that's not true. Because if USC wins and then Utah wins, I'm pretty sure USC gets the nod instead. But yeah, basically, huge Pac-12 championship game implications in Utah against Colorado. Colorado, and the game is in Colorado. 10-point spread for Colorado. 53.5 over-under. I'm going to say keep it under. And I'm going to actually turn around and give it to Utah. I think Utah will win by 7 and make things really, really crazy, especially with Washington losing in my estimates. Rice taking on Stanford. Stanford, 35.5-point favorite. Over is 54.5. We're going to go over that, and I'll give it to Stanford by 28. All right, and lastly, kind of a pretty lackluster note to end the regular season of college football year. Florida taking on Florida State. Florida State has no shot at making the ACC championship. Florida's pretty much already locked up the SEC East, so this match means nothing. Florida State is a 7.5-point favorite. Over set at 45.5, and I think I'm going to go under 45.5, and yeah, I'll give Florida State 7.5 points. They can win this one. All right, so those are my picks for Week 13. After this, we're done. Then it's time to go to the championship games, and after that, we're going to be talking about bowl games from here on out. So stay tuned. I'm not expecting a whole lot of major upsets, but you never know when the weather's this cold and everybody's kind of freaking out because it's Thanksgiving. Crazy things happen. So stay tuned, and I will be seeing you, as always, on the field.